Hello niece and nephew, it's Uncle Roger. Today we're gonna review this... What you doing here, nephew Gerald? How you find my studio?
Cut the crap, Nigel. Okay, we're doing a BTS.
Thanks to Storyblocks for sponsoring this video.
We're here doing a studio tour, if that's okay with you.
Okay. This kind of thing, it better if my nephew do it. He the nerd, he the camera, computer nerd. Let me go get my nephew. Don't worry, let me get my nephew. Nephew Nigel, come here. This stranger want to talk to you. Gerald, how you doing? Sorry, my uncle was so rude, man. Take a seat.
Imagine if he was actually just crazy.
This light bar is only close enough for me.
That's
so
okay.
You're very suboptimally lit, but it's okay.
You're suboptimally lit.
You want to move that a little bit? You sure your audience wants to see this?
Well, I think we're all learning something.
Yeah.
Which is that
You're too tall for the shot.
where are we looking?
It's that one, right?
One?
Yeah.
I think what I'm learning, and I'm sure my audience is too, is that you are a lot more concerned, fastidious. Well, let me do a little bit of an intro here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So first of all, I'm here with
Mr. Nigel Ng is the YouTube channel.
But the
character.
the character's Uncle Roger. The branding is Uncle Roger.
Yeah. My name is Nigel Ng. Sorry, my OCD. I want to make this a little higher. You need to give yourself some good headroom, you know.
As you can tell, Nigel's actually a bit of a camera nerd.
A little bit, not as much as you.
Right. We also have Patrick Tomaso here today, film the thing, as usual.
Yes.
And he's using the FX30. We are both mic'd up with Sennheiser MKE2s, which it looks like is what you use anyway. So
that's what I use for my review videos. So I do two types of videos. One's on location, one's like in my studio on review. So the review stuff, I use this. So MKE2 into the Zoom F2. With Bluetooth, although I never use a Bluetooth feature.
Just record in your pocket?
It's kind of useless. Yeah. I like how robust this is. It doesn't clip, 32-bit float.
Yep.
It's just good. You don't have to work on the levels. You just put it on. Because when I film the studio stuff, nobody else is helping me. It's just me pressing record on there,
And then changing the camera angle 14 times in a row.
yeah. That's how it works.
But the reason why I mention that is that this should sound pretty similar to how you would sound normally.
Yes. Nobody eating sandwich and then thinking, you know what this sandwich need more of? Acidity. I just watched Mission Impossible and Tom Cruise appears in the beginning and he's like, yeah, these movies are supposed to watch on a big screen, so thank you so much for coming out. He does like a personal straight-to-camera piece. We are doing the opposite of that. My videos are supposed to be on a small screen. The smaller, the better. Take a dump, take a piss, one hand on your one hand on your phone. Watch it on an Apple Watch if you can. Thank you.
Are these two cameras the same or are they different? I see an R7 on this angle.
Yeah, both the same camera.
R7s? Okay.
I like the Canon R7s because I like Canons. I started out using Canons, and then when you get used to Canon's menu, you can't really go to a Sony menu. It's like robot language,
Well, they're tools, right? So do whatever makes you work better.
It's great. I prefer the colors of a Canon too. Although of course you can color grade it, but who has time? YouTube is about speed. And R7 is great because it's APS-C, so smaller sensor, but the lenses are cheaper, everything's cheaper. And then there's dual card slots. It's like the top end APS-C, IBIS, dual card slot, all very useful.
Uncle Roger knows his stuff.
Yeah, thank you. This main camera is the Sigma 18-50 Canon RF mount. Only came out last year.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of third-party options before, right?
No.
Are you all the way at 18?
Yeah, all the way at 18.
And this is Prime?
That's the Prime Canon RF 24.
Okay.
Yeah, and I feel I like this. I like the 18 on here. It makes a room look bigger, so that's one. And it feels a bit more immersive and modern,
Sure.
I think with TikTok nowadays, everybody's filming on like such a, the Gen Z photo where they do the 0.5x and then they just take a photo like this.
Right. The wide angle.
The wide angle. So the wide angle feels more modern nowadays. And the 24 is good. It goes a little, usually in my videos, it'll go a little tighter on me. So when I express like big jokes or bigger emotions, then I'll direct it to that camera.
Are you normally, when you're doing your leg thing and stuff, you're facing this way?
Yes, normally with the leg thing, there's a laptop in the front of me and I'm facing this way.
Then you sometimes like jim the camera over here. You'll be like,
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah.
Sorry, children.
Something. Wow, if you watch my videos.
Yeah, I
thank
told you I watched the
thank
videos. Using an A10 Mini Pro for just basically like monitoring both cameras and.
Yeah, just so you can see yourself on there. Otherwise, the screen, there's a flip out screen, but it's too small.
Do you ever live stream or Zoom call or anything from here?
No.
okay.
I think I could start one day. Maybe.
So it's mainly just for monitoring.
Yeah.
This one.
I started buying cameras because I wanted to film my stand-up sets.
Okay.
You know, I was a stand-up comedian at the start, and then I wanted to film my stand-up sets because that's how you build an audience. I use social media to put your stand-up sets on the internet. And then I remember filming one with my phone or something, and then my face was just all white, all washed out. And I was like, why is this happening? So that was the beginning of how I got into cameras. I was like, oh, you can adjust the exposure. Ah, nice. And then I decided to go full-time into stand-up September 2019, 6 months before COVID hit. And then so 6 months later, I lost all my bookings. So I was stuck at home. I was like, okay, gotta make this work. That's when I started doing Uncle Roger, you know. I was like, I have all this time on my hands, let's try this character as an experiment, and that really took off.
Was the character brand new for that, or was it something you'd been working on with stand-up? Like, did you have...
No, it wasn't in my stand-up.
No?
It was an idea in my head. I was like, oh, what if I portray one of my annoying older relatives, you know?
So you've grown this whole channel in like the, what, 4 years, 5 years?
Almost 5 years now, yeah.
That's impressive.
My
You got
favorite.
an Amaran tube over here by the looks of it.
Yes.
T4C?
Not sponsored, but you know, I know you work with them a lot, right?
I do work with them a lot.
T4C is great. It's a nice length. I'm gonna get some T2Cs, a shorter one, because when you're out and about doing location stuff, it's easier.
I should, for the people that follow the series, clarify. He bought him himself, he's using himself. I'm just pointing it out because, throwing Amaran a bone, because usually they, once a month, they sponsor a Studio Tour series or whatever. So whenever I can give them a thanks, I will.
I love the Amaran stuff. This is like a nice fill light. I used to use a bounce, the kind of like reflector thing, but in white, of course.
Yeah.
But it's just too big and unwieldy, and you know, it's annoying to use. They flap around.
And then the big key up here.
Yes, it's an Intelitech light cloth 6.0 for six little panels in there.
It's actually a good choice. Different things. You don't see them a lot in... What do you think you're doing here?
I'm just having a drink, man. It's just sparkling water. Not sponsored.
Guys busting open cans of drinks and...
You want one or something?
Taking points off.
Oh, wow.
Not professional.
Wow. It's like MasterChef right here. You know? It's like an episode of MasterChef.
Because this video isn't sponsored by Amaran, I might need to stick a sponsor in there.
You know, flying from Toronto and LA is very expensive. So in order to pay his bills, we have a sponsor for this video.
Storyblocks, which is a stock media platform that offers unlimited downloads of diverse and high-quality content for one predictable subscription cost. And more importantly, in this age of artificial intelligence, where an increasing volume of what we see online is generated by AI, Storyblocks is committed to providing authentic stock content created by real artists that AI can't replicate. In fact, their library houses over 1 million HD and 4K video files, images, and motion graphics templates created by those real artists, including a continually expanding inventory of DaVinci Resolve templates that I've come to really appreciate. Plus, anything you download from Storyblocks is 100% royalty-free with clear-cut licensing so you can focus on creating, not worrying about usage rights. The platform is incredibly easy to use, and the library is frequently restocked with commission content based on customer demand to ensure you'll have access to files that are not only high quality, but fresh and diverse. So to get started with unlimited stock media downloads at one set price, head to storyblocks.com/undone or click the link in the description.
And then you have these orange practicals.
Practicals, yeah. Well, they're actually sconces drilled into the wall powered by the mains. They are Philips Hue bulbs that are controlled with that little Philips Hue switch there. So you have multiple settings. Just press a button, press any button. And then they change color. So you know
and the ceiling too.
Yeah, the ceiling too. So this is called Tokyo, I think. This color scheme. But you know how Philips Hue are.
And you've done some sound treatment.
Yes, very important. You could do away with all this stuff and just use the window for lighting. This is the first thing I think about when and the rug. Don't forget, this rug is also on purpose. Thick shag rug for more sound dampening.
Yeah. What's in the closet?
Closet? Oh yeah, the Uncle Roger clothes. You know, sometimes he needs to wear formal wear. You know.
That's like a Dumb and Dumber, almost like tux.
Yeah, we gotta have an orange tux. We got this in the video we filmed with Auntie Esther. That was like Uncle Roger's love interest character. We got some rope because sometimes...
Is that for the desert gag? We're using that rope?
Yes. We use it a few times now because sometimes Uncle Roger gets kidnapped and he's forced to review or eat something. So we have this rope from Home Depot.
Sometimes Uncle Roger gets kidnapped.
Sometimes
It's inevitable.
It's for the story, you know. It's for the narrative.
Uncle Roger's so upset. I have to put my leg down in desert. Hiya.
What color temperature did you settle your lights to?
4,800.
4,800.
4,800 Kelvin. To add a bit of warmth, you know. We don't want it too clinical. Boxes for all the gear because in case I want to sell something, you know.
That's how you know he's a camera nerd. He keeps his
boxes.
You gotta sell it.
Everybody right now is agreeing with you. They're nodding their heads like, yeah. I mean, if you keep the box, higher resale value.
Yeah.
I don't understand
Yeah.
why though. 'Cause
Nobody's ever actually proven that you get more resale value, but everybody in their head thinks like, if I have the box,
It feels newer,
That's right.
right? It feels newer.
psychological.
even and then when I do sell stuff, I even write in a thing. It's like new, still or like
Still
still
have
have
the
the box.
box.
Yeah, Give me money. I still have the box.
Backup rice cooker.
Sojirushi.
Yeah,
This is the most important thing though. You lose that,
you can buy one on Amazon.
your ratios are all off.
Yeah, the ratios are. But you gotta have this measures the rice. Oh, by the way, Zojirushi isn't a sponsor, but I think everybody should get one. You know, I've been seeing people mess up rice too much.
I
now.
legitimately bought one after watching a bunch of Uncle Roger videos, and they're great. They're a great rice cooker.
They're the best. They're the Amaran of rice.
Of rice.
Of rice. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. This is the Uncle Roger, the Good Morning towel. You know, it's part of Uncle
is that
Roger's
like over your
outfit
shoulder
now.
or
Yeah,
whatever?
over my shoulder. The character uses it when he has to cook.
Right.
And if you grew up in Asia, you will have seen this everywhere growing up. Nobody knows who makes this, who came out with the design, but it just says "Good Morning," and then every hawker, every like street food vendor will
Do
have
they
this.
tuck it in the apron or have it on the shoulder?
Both.
Yeah.
They wipe it. They use it to as like a insulation to carry a walk, toss
yeah.
a walk. Yeah. Oof. See?
That's big. Why you got such a big one?
Title of your sex tape.
Because sometimes I film outside, and you know, bigger the better, right? Oh no. Okay. Oh wow. Nice. We've done this before. Clamps. I got 2 clamps. Yeah.
Got some good clamps.
I've never used them for a shoot. I just thought this would come in handy one day.
That's how you know it's a good clamp.
Yeah.
If you pick it up and you're like, oh, I could clamp something with that. That's how you
So
know.
like you can train your forearms with these things. you can press that button in the top left corner so the whole room gets bright. Yep, there we go.
That works. Uncle
that
Roger
shit.
likes the Uniball.
Yeah, and then lens cleaner stuff because you know you always need these. You know, the
Yeah.
cleaner, cool things like that.
The top drawer.
Batteries.
The top drawer should always be the cleaning drawer. So far, I approve.
Oh really?
Yep.
Turntables for when you want to get B-roll of food.
Sure.
You have to turn. Oh, more lights by Amaran. Look at this.
That's a P60C.
Yeah, it's a Zojirushi of lights. 24 to 70.
24/7.
So, you know, every YouTuber has this lens, right? They either shoot on a Sony A7S III and they use a 24 to 70.
It's not just every YouTuber. That's the holy trinity. Standard zoom.
Oh, really? Everybody likes this?
Like literally everybody has a 24 to 70. Everybody.
Yeah, well, because I use an APS-C, this kind of feels like a
Yeah, it's a full.
middle
That's a
of
full
nowhere.
frame focal length for
Yeah,
sure.
full
It's
frame.
what is the APC? 16 to 50 or
18 to 50
18
is
to 50,
what I'm
yeah.
using on
Yeah.
there. Because it doesn't go wide enough, and then
Yeah.
the 70 is good, but I wish it could go a little further.
Sure.
You know, so what I usually prefer to bring to my shoots is this Sigma RF 10 to 18,
Sure.
and then the 18 to 50. I really like going wide to, you know, certain emotions. It's conveyed better if you go super wide and just distort the face.
It's interesting to see Nigel talk about intention when it comes to even just choosing lenses because it's significantly more in depth than I would have expected, and I really appreciate hearing
Thank you.
how you how you think about lensing and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
Thank you. For the on-location videos, you know, I always hire a crew, right? Say I'm filming something in Kuala Lumpur or Tokyo, and I hire a crew. And then they would ask me, what lens do I use? So I have to tell them.
Yeah.
You know? Otherwise, if they make a decision, then it doesn't fit with my vision. Like you want to do a shot, reverse shot, you have to tell them, please use 50 or above.
Right.
Otherwise, it just look like a 2-shot. I feel like a lot of camera YouTubers, they just focus on the technical aspect. They focus on corner sharpness. I don't care about corner sharpness. I want to know how a lens feels, you know, like what kind of emotion it can convey. And I would love to...
You guys making fun of my videos right now. Low key, you're making fun of my videos.
Every time it brings out that color palette with all the colors, that's when I know I need to click off. That's too in depth. Too in depth. But it's good though. It's good. Some people need it. Some people need it.
What's with this monitor and like the stand and the light? Is it all one unit or is
Yeah,
it?
yeah. It moves around. See, it's
Oh, it's got a fun little section on the back too.
yeah, just
Yeah,
a
I see.
roller rolling TV. And this one I can bring downstairs if needed. If I have a big shoot in the kitchen, I'll bring downstairs and people can roll it around. And it can go vertical too, see?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Your channel is incredibly successful.
Oh,
Like,
thank you.
From YouTube standards, it's incredibly successful. And you're doing it in a, I don't know what you would call, like a small spare bedroom kind of thing? You know?
Yeah. A small spare
It's not like, Patrick's right here. Like I'm touching his finger right now. Like he's right there and he's like...
Sometimes constraints lead to creativity, right? And sometimes when you have too much space, well, when your costs go too high,
Yeah.
and then you're forced to pump out content. So I try to never be in that position where I feel like, oh, I have to make this video to pay the bills. You know, I ultimately, yeah, sure, you have to do videos to pay the bills, but I don't want that to be like so much pressure and that becomes the only focus.
From both like an aspirational and even inspirational point of view, it's like if you're at home thinking like, I don't have this massive studio with all this equipment, I can't do it. It's like, look what Uncle Roger can do, right?
Yeah, I try my best, but it's about the content, you know, it's about the person.
Okay, well, I've concluded my analysis
Thank you.
of your studio.
Yeah.
And
Less is more is my philosophy.
there's your final score right there.
Thank you. Oh, that's a good score.
I gave you a small score sheet because of the small studio.
Yeah, I like it. It's not the size that matters, you know, it's how
right.
you use it.
Because you passed, I'm also going to give you the coveted
Purple star.
purple star.
Yeah, you like the color purple.
I do.
Yeah.
Question period is over though.
Okay.
This is the part of the video where I make the guest make uncomfortable thumbnails.
For the thumbnail, I should go get Uncle Roger again. Okay, you happy now, nephew Gerald? You learn about all this stuff. For what? You a nerd, you know, camera nerd who like the color purple.
You saying nerd?
Yeah, nerd. N-E-R-D, nerd. Niece and nephew, subscribe to this nephew channel. He really need your help.
It's true.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thumbnail, what camera are we staring into?
Look into this.
Yeah,
first, man.
just
Okay.
focus on yours.
Why you come here? You don't even like food? Do you even eat? You only eat camera. Every day Sony FX3, FX4. Hi.
FX4? This guy's got insider information.
Yeah, that's the unreleased one, you know. Ever try to make plans with someone and they say, oh, I can't make like Wednesday at 6, sorry. And then they don't suggest a new time and you're like, oh, come on. Do you want to do this or not? That should be a rule.
Exactly. Do I just keep sending times? You know,
Yeah,
like,
I don't want to be
forever?
like the thirsty one. Can you do Thursday at 6 instead, you know? We're all aging. Hopefully we all age gracefully. That's all we can ask.
I'm just gonna run this flesh sack into the ground and see what happens.
But surely you're not paying attention to this, right? You're doing homework or your dishes. Leave a comment below what you're doing as you're watching this video. All right, let's do another take of that.